Have you ever wanted a build that can just do anything with ease and can do every single boss? Well, Silent Swordsman is where it's at. It is, in my opinion, the best PvE build currently, with the recent nerfs to Knives Journey and Rapier, reducing the damage from Rapier after parry, and Knives Journey have a 15-second cooldown. And also, recently I found a tech where you can do true damage from your sheath, so all of the damage that you dealt with M1s beforehand. And also, it is used for every single boss in the game, so it can do Elder Primadon, Enmity, Kaido, Ferryman, Maestro, the entire list. This build, alongside my other 3 builds, are in my Discord server, and boosters have early access to that server, and I will be releasing the build at either 200 subs gained from this video, or 300 likes on the video. So as this quick prog goes on, I just wanted to mention that this build does utilize a little bug that will be patched in the future, but other than that bug, the build is still extremely good. The bug only applies to 2 or 3 bosses, but it is still an incredibly good build.
Wow. Let's do that again.
So in the most recent change of Deepwoken, when they did the update, they kind of changed Poser's Ring, because it used to sometimes be double resisted or multiplied. So in my opinion, how I think it works now is it goes from you doing your damage, and then instead of it doing resistance then, it does it when you sheathe. So exactly when you sheathe, if you have high penetration, or if they're staggered when they have 0 resistances, the entire sheath itself will be true damage, so there will be 0 resistances happening. So here I'm just going to reuse a little bit of stuff that I used in my last video, which you should check out because it still is an amazing build. But metal turrets, since we have absolute pitch, we can instant cast them for bosses like Enmity and Elder for fast staggering. Also, when we go to our main damage source, it's going to be Poser's Ring, which is the entire gimmick of when you sheathe, you're doing true damage. And also, you don't really need to use it, but it just gives you a lot of damage, and it also gives you a slight damage increase. So for weapons, really the only thing you want to use is Shattered Katana because of its extremely high pen and high damage, alongside Poser's Ring. But you could also run Eye of Malice, for example, if you wanted to do Parasol, because of the recent cheese that was found out where you can crit him and get him stuck, so you can constantly M1 him. And overall, Shattered Katana, you don't have to run pen on it. Instead, you can run 3-star damage because we already get 30% pen from the Shattered Katana. For Enchants, you want to run one of 3 things. You want to run Astral, Grim, or Seer. I don't have Seer mentioned here as an image, but it is still really good. Astral is for it's just the best overall because of the 20% damage and Celestial Boost giving an extra 5%. And Grim is just an overall damage increase because you will be constantly hitting bosses and mobs and Seer is just for extra pen, so when you sheath, you can deal more damage. For bells / resonance, there really only is 2 really good options, or just people in general. One of them is payback if you don't feel really comfortable with prediction, and other than that, you can run dimensional travel or teleportation for just getting around the map and making life a lot easier, because we all know running around is annoying. And there you can use certain other bells, but they wouldn't nearly be as good. But bell is not a big part of this build, unlike my 2 other builds where you have to have crazy slots to get the highest damage possible. But yeah, there really isn't much else than that. The rest of the equipment and everything is in my Discord on the builders. And let's get on with the actual showcase. If you got to the end of the video, thanks for watching. It really does help me out with just videos and motivation to keep everything going. And again, my videos and giveaways, or whenever I'm doing events, will be in my Discord. And I would really appreciate it if you joined. But other than that, have an amazing day and good night.